Injuries, injuries, injuries. Calisthenics is a very beautiful sport, however, it very often comes with different injuries that come here and there. So in this video I would like to discuss how to recover from a calisthenics injury. I will show it to you on my own example of a shoulder injury. However, it also applies to different types of injuries. It doesn't have to be shoulder in particular. Also, small disclaimer in advance. I'm not going to show you the full recovery routine with all the required exercises to do that, out of an obvious reason, because I'm also not a physiotherapist and I just know how to recover from an injury. However, I don't know any specific exercises that you have to do. I'm just going to tell you the required steps and what you have to pay attention to when recovering from an injury. With that being said, let's start with the video. Injuries occur when muscles, tendons or joints are exposed to more stress than they can handle, especially without sufficient recovery. In calisthenics this is quite common because of repetitive movements and the high demand on your body control and joint stability. The most frequent issues include shoulder injuries, elbow pain, wrist strain, especially from exercises like handstand, and lower back discomfort caused by improper form. What's important to understand is that the most of this injury develop gradually over time, rather than happening suddenly. Alright, since we've just discussed what the injury actually means, I would like to move on and to show you my recovery training after a shoulder injury. Before that though, I would like to point out that you should start to train firstly when your injured part of the body finally feels like training again. That means that you only feel a small amount of pain, or in the best case no pain at all, when putting any effort on this part of the body. So my training today consisted out of some planche sets just to test it out how my shoulder is going to feel during the training. At the beginning I started to do the proper warm-up, have paid much more attention than normally on warming up my shoulder properly. I've done a lot of rotations as well as doing some stretching, but also at the same time listening to my shoulder and most importantly paying attention that I do not feel any pain during that. After that I started to do some handstands and even tried some handstand push-ups. I was positively surprised because I didn't feel any pain during handstand push-ups. As you can see, I was only doing banded sets today because I was still a bit concerned about my shoulder, so I've decided that I'm going to train with only 50 to 60% of my normal training's effort. I've used the bands and there is no shame to it. If you're injured, you just have to put up with taking some steps back, means using bands or doing some easier variations. Do all the exercises slowly and controlled, because if you're going to do them quickly, it probably may cause your injury to get a bit worse. And now I would like to talk about, in my opinion, one of the most important steps that you definitely have to build in your recovery. So what I was doing a lot to recover as quickly as possible was just building in different stretches as well as some strengthening exercises for my shoulder. As I already mentioned, you have to adjust it to your own type of injury by just looking up the required exercises in the internet. Just don't waste your time and go use the band and do some easy stretching to make your muscle a bit less stiff, and trust me, after some time you will definitely feel the result. But that's not only it. I've also started to do these strengthening exercises more specifically at the end of the training, 15 to 20 minutes of my time after the training, only to focus on the injured areas and to do some strengthening exercises. Only requirement, do it when you don't feel any pain. Or do it with the less powerful elastic band, for example. And trust me, this one has definitely been a game changer for me. I've managed to recover much quicker and to avoid the same type of injuries in the future. With that, I'm going to finish this video. If you liked it, if it was useful for you, click a like and subscribe to my channel. I would definitely appreciate it. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.